One reason I love Crealies dies so much is that we can find so many ways to use each one, which stretches our crafty dollars. Hello, I am Karen Hashik of Karen's Creative Cards, and I have created this video and many cards with the newest release at Crealies to share on my YouTube channel and on Crealies. The square Z-fold easel card die set is a perfect example of a die set that is so versatile. The main piece cuts out a card base that is 7 3/4 by 4, and there are lots of layer options here, either stitched or regular rectangles and squares. There's also a couple extra dies here that will cut lines in different places. So just with this die set, you can do a traditional Z-fold or a traditional easel. You can also do an easel, an easel card like that, and then put an extra piece on the back so that it will stand up. You could add a bridge or an extra Z-fold, or whatever you want to call it, to this, and you could put it at the top or the bottom, or you could even have two of these pieces going across, and you could do like a vertical easel card. This piece holds it up and then this piece stands out. So there are just many different ways to use this. Now the design team came up with 14 ways to use this die in different ways, and if you check out the website under this Cards die set, you'll see many examples of different ways there. I was challenged to try to come up with a new way to do it, a different way. So I put two pieces together, and instead of making a regular Z-fold card, I made one that pops up. So this one pops up for display, will lay flat to mail, and all my cards have the love theme going, and this one says love you. I also used this frame and inlay Sofie die set on this card. So this one matches this in the same square, so that adds many more design opportunities. This one has lots of different stitched and regular elements that you can use, and I used this and made that card. I also, on most of my cards, use the Crealies layered hearts with small stripes, and that's what you see here and on most of the cards that I'm going to show you. Here's another card that I made with that die set. There are new 3D Varia die sets, and there's a balloon and a heart and I think a couple flowers. I have the balloon and the hearts, and I think I'm going to have to get the flowers. I'm just fascinated with how these work. They you cut out 12 of them, you put them together, and I'm using a magnet here to close it, and see how that stands up just beautifully as a balloon. This one is a vertical easel card, so it's going to stand up like this. That balloon is on the top there, and again you can remove those magnets and have it lay flat. And this one is a birthday love card. Another new die set in this release is the Gatefold Arch die set. Again, many layers that you can use, and there's a matching frame and inlay die set called Yvon, and this is the first card that I've designed with that. So as you can see, many layers there, most of them stitched, which I love. This one says love you, and then the gatefold opens. You can choose to put one layer on, as I've done on the inside, or you can choose to put two layers on this part. I'm going to show you how to make an interlocking arched gatefold love card. I've cut the main piece out of the Gatefold Arch die set out of a purple, and I have put one of the stitched pieces on the inside here, and that will be where I'm going to write my message. The card folds, of course, into the center to form a perfect gatefold arch. I am going to make a 3D heart with the Varia number 12 heart die set. I'm just fascinated with these 3D Varia designs, and I'm going to add a 3D heart inside of my gatefold card for a special wedding card. It's such a brilliant design. It tells you exactly what to do. You cut 12 of the hearts out. I showed you how to do this in a previous video with the ornaments, and of course now I'm going to do the hearts. So I have cut 12 of the hearts out of a two-sided patterned paper. I like to use two-sided because both sides do end up showing. And there is a score line down the middle in the die. So you fold it, and of course both sides here are very, very pretty, but I think I'll choose to have this one on the outside. So this is considered the back because it's going to be glued together. So this piece here says B, and on this piece I am going to draw a line, and on this one, and of course you do this 12 times, but I'm just going to show you a couple. And then we're going to take some glue right along that line and fold it together, give it a pinch, and I am going to put a clasp on there to let that set up. While that's setting up, I have a couple pieces that I cut out of that same pretty pattern paper, and that is going to go on the front here. Now again, like I showed you on the other card, I could choose to have 2 layers, but my favorite is the stitched, and so I'm going to go with that one. It's not always nice to have lots of different choices. I have to take my needle to that glue. Get it flowing a little better. So we already have a pretty gatefold arch card. But I'm going to make an interlocking heart on there and a pop-up heart. So these should be set up. Now there is another piece on here, and this one here, it says F for front, and of course there is that reminder that you're going to do this 12 times. So again, I think these dies were just brilliantly designed. Now we're going to draw these little L's here on the front of both of these. Now I have a third heart done, but I made myself a note. This is the front of this is going to show. I'm going to put some magnets on there. So when we mail it, it's relatively flat, and then when they get it, they'll put the magnets together, and it will hold it open, kind of like that balloon that I showed you. So I didn't want to put those L's on here. I'm going to leave this one blank, and that's going to be the top one. So I've started this here to save a little time, and what I do is I put some glue here on those two L-shaped lines, and then I put that on top and press it down a little bit. And this is the top one. And I'll make sure those really get set up good. I'm going to put a couple clasps there. There they are. See? I knew I had my magnets somewhere and they stuck to that clasp. Let me keep that one separate, because those magnets are going to go on that heart when it's set up. So to create the interlocking part of this, I've created two hearts. I used that die set that I showed you with the small stripes. I cut it out of a thick white cardstock, and then I cut an extra heart out of there, and this is going to be the interlocking piece. So that white piece is here, and then I cut another piece with that pretty pattern paper. The Together Forever is another die from Crealies, and this is going to go, I've put some pop-up strips here, foam strips, so this is going to be on this side, and then the heart's going to be attached over here. So while that pop-up heart is setting up, let's do that. So we want to make sure that the left side of the heart is on the left side of that gatefold. And then this one, I have some good strong tape here on the right side. I could feel that that was sticking a little bit. I can take my powder tool and take the stick away from that. Although I could try to shove it in there a little bit too, or maybe even cut it off. But as long as it doesn't stick, that's okay. So if we put these two together, they form a very pretty front to the card, and then they open up for the inside, and of course that will stand for display. We're going to finish putting this together. So this is going to be attached here, and then I need some of these magnets. Now they're stuck together. All right, we'll take the cover off of one. I decided to use two. I have more of these small ones than I do large ones. One might work. I did just use one on the balloon, but because of the shape of this, I decided to put two on, one there and one there. I have good strong tape on this side of the heart too. Oh, okay. Oh, okay. I might even add a little glue to that. I want to make sure it does stay down. So we're going to put this kind of centered. And it will lay somewhat flat for mailing, and then I'll put a note in here and tell them to go ahead and attach the magnets. I needed a special wedding card, and I thought this would be fun with the pop-up balloon and interlocking hearts. And of course the interlocking idea you could use with any layering dies that you might have. So let's get this open. Isn't that pretty? Get those magnets set there. You can see that the heart pops up so pretty with all those colors. And then we'll lay somewhat flat, and then those magnets can be opened. And once again, you'll see that beautiful heart. And then the card will close and the hearts go together to form that pretty front. I love how all these layered love cards turned out with the new dies from Crealies, and I hope my cards inspire you to give some of these ideas and products a try.